The Philippines logs its highest single-day tally of COVID-19 infections. The government denies rumors circulating on social media that we'll have a total lockdown. Is BBM sick or not? Bongbong Marcos missed his COMELEC hearing because his camp says he's not feeling well, and he granted a live interview on the same day. Devotees flocked Quiapo Church over the weekend, despite the cancellation of this year's Traslasyon. And Olympic pole vaulter EJ Obiena is injured. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know as you jumpstart your day. I'm Charles Lejano. Kickstarting today's newscast with the Philippines logging the highest daily rise in COVID-19 cases on Sunday since the onset of the pandemic. Yesterday, the health department recorded more than 28,700 new COVID-19 infections. This brings the country's caseload to more than 2.96 million cases, with some 128,100 cases still active. The virus claimed the lives of 15 more individuals on Sunday, pushing the nationwide death toll to more than 52,100. Total recoveries, meanwhile, are now at 2.78 million, with over 2,500 survivors logged yesterday. Meanwhile, Octas Guido David says Metro Manila may be close to reaching the peak of the current surge in COVID-19 cases. In an interview, David said that the slight increase in positivity rate may be seen as a slowing down of the uptick in cases, but the expert clarifies this is only true for the capital region.
The increase was just a slight, so it may actually be seen as a slowing down of the increase in the number of cases in the NCR. If that's the case, then we will actually be close to peaking already. That's only in NCR. In Calabarzon, cases are still rising. Maybe it will peak soon because the surge in Calabarzon and Central Luzon started a little later.
Despite the continuous rise in COVID infections, Malacanang is denying rumors of a total lockdown. This comes after an audio clip that warns people to stock up on essential supplies due to a possible total lockdown has been circulating online. Acting Palace spokesperson Carlo Nograles urged the public to dismiss these unfounded and malicious rumors. Nograles added that spreading these unverified claims only contributes to needless panic and does not help in any way. Citing the Agriculture Department, Nograles also assured the public that the country has enough inventory of basic commodities to last for the next 3 months. Meanwhile, Octas Guido David believes that escalating Metro Manila to alert level 4 might not do much to help bring down the number of COVID-19 cases. This as even healthcare workers are getting sick, which further limits the country's overwhelmed health system.
It would probably help if we slow it down to some extent, and we can slow it down by decreasing capacities in establishments and public transportation. But again, that's a decision of the government. Right now, we're getting such a high number of cases that the effects will not be that significant anymore.
But for infectious disease specialist Ron Jean Solante, moving the NCR to a higher alert level might already be a necessity.
Alam naman natin na ang escalation to a higher alert level will always be dictated by the number of cases. So, with the hospital facilities now, shortage of healthcare workers, and most of those patients with high transmissibility sa community, then I would think, in my opinion, we need a higher level than what we have now.
The World Health Organization also recorded the highest global count of of COVID-19 infections last week. Here's what experts have to say about this.
Alpha, Beta, Delta, Gamma, and Omicron reflect that in part because of low vaccination rates, we have created the perfect conditions for the emergence of virus variants. Last week, the highest number of COVID-19 cases were reported so far in the pandemic. And we know for certain that this is an underestimate of cases because reported numbers do not reflect the backlog of testing around the holidays.
Everybody now is acutely aware of the costs of failing to vaccinate. It's the arrival of new variants, of new challenges. So the sooner we get to equitable distribution, the sooner we get out of this pandemic. Could we do it by the end of 2022? There's absolutely nothing we've seen so far that suggests that we cannot. There is no need to finish 2022 in a pandemic.
I think there still is a lot of energy in this virus. As Bruce alluded to, there's still billions of people, as the DG alluded to, who are unvaccinated. So there is still plenty, unfortunately, opportunity for this virus to spread and to generate new variants.
Unfortunately, I think it's very unlikely that Omicron will be the last variant that you will hear us discussing.
Roads around the Quiapo Church remain closed today following the cancellation of yesterday's traslasyon. Camille Samonte has the story.
Unlike the past years, there are no influx of devotees of the Black Nazarene this year. This as the traditional traslasyon and physical masses were cancelled due to a surge in COVID-19 cases. On Sunday, police officers barricaded Plaza Miranda and other areas around Quiapo Church. Authorities placed plastic barriers and cordoned off the roads. But this did not stop a number of devotees from going near the church. Some of them decided to hear the mass on the side of the road.
Kada deboto kasi talagang panatan na po namin ng mga deboto to eh. Kahit sabihin namin bawal. Saglit lang din kami ngayon, tsaka uwi na rin po kami kagad. Kasi kada taong kasi talagang ganito ginagawa namin. Kahit yung nakarang taon naman po, pumila rin kami maayos.
Iba po ang nararamdaman namin kung hindi ko nakahawak siya.
Pero hindi ba kayo natatakot? Kasi ang taas na ng kaso ng COVID-19, nagpunta pa rin kayo dito.
Marunong ng Panginoon. Marunong po ang Panginoon. Kasi siya naman po ang dinadahin namin.
Workers and residents, meanwhile, were required to present their IDs to pass through the checkpoint. Most of the establishments around the vicinity of the church were also closed. Some vendors complained as the toned-down celebration affected their income.
Sa 30 mil po na puhunan, 500 pa lang ang bumabalik na pera. Kaya napakalaking lugi po sa amin. Magmula po nung first Friday.
The Manila Police District said roads around Quiapo Church will remain closed until further notice. Authorities urged the public to join online masses instead.
Nakikiusap kami, huwag na po natin pang ipilit pumunta rito. Nakikiusap kami na sana po manatili na lang tayo sa bahay at sabayan yung online mass. Yun lang po ang magagawa natin sa ngayon. Alam ko masama ang loob nyo, but we have to i-considera natin yung ating layunin na hindi tayo contributory factor doon sa problema na kinakaharap ng ating bansa sa ngayon.
In a statement, President Duterte called on devotees to pray for the nation's healing and recovery amid the pandemic. The chief executive also wished for unity among all Filipinos. For News 5, Camille Samonte, We Are One News.
Philippines is now under COMELEC control in preparation for the May 2022 polls. This means that the nationwide gun ban has also taken effect. The poll body said they've already instructed the PNP and the AFP on how to conduct checkpoints to make sure that they won't be abused. Apart from implementing the gun ban, authorities will also call out violations of protocols set forth by the IATF. In Cainta, Rizal, COMELEC Calabarzon Regional Director Jane Baleza led the kickoff ceremony in laying out the checkpoints in the region.
mahirap po ang kasong election offense, lalo na yung carrying ng gun. They can be imprisoned for 1 year imprisonment to 6 years imprisonment, including perpetual disqualification to hold public office, and the right of suffrage, yung pagboto nila matatanggal na rin.
The afternoon before he was a no-show at the COMELEC's preliminary conference on his disqualification petitions, Ferdinand Marcos Jr. still managed to appear on a radio interview. Recall that Marcos Jr.'s camp presented a medical certificate stating that he was experiencing difficulty in speaking due to a, quote, painfully congested throat. The certificate was dated January 7, while the medical observations indicated were recorded on January 6 at, quote, around 10 a.m. But netizens were quick to point out that Marcos still appeared well and healthy the afternoon of January 6 when he attended a radio show over at DZME 1530. The former senator even said in his interview that his team was, quote, ready for the COMELEC's public hearing. Olympic pole vaulter EJ Obiena recently re-injured his knee in training and has been diagnosed with a small meniscus tear. But because of a lack of funding for a quick surgery, it now appears that the athlete will push through with his plan to compete at the INIT indoor meeting in Germany on January 8th. Obiena has earlier revealed, however, that he has not been funded since August of last year. And he also still hasn't received his 1.5 million peso incentive, which he's entitled to under the law for breaking the Philippine and Asian record at the 17th International Golden Roof Challenge in September. Under the circumstances, Obiena's advisor Jim Lafferty said Obiena's surgery will be delayed. And that's how the day is shaping up to be. Join us again later at 9 a.m. as we monitor the day's biggest stories from sunrise to sundown. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Just register for a free account at www.signalplay.com so you can stream One News live anytime and anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We're One News.